Okay.
So what do we have here?
So this is the Intel Digital Signage proof of concept. It has been developed using an Intel Core i7 microprocessor and Windows embedded technology. And basically what we have attempted to do here is to bring together different pieces of technology, including LCD technology, holographic glass technology, and anonymous video analytics technology to create advanced usage models that we think are going to be relevant in a retail environment in 2 to 3 years down the road. Now, the reason we built this proof of concepts is to really motivate the industry to adopt new usage models, right? They can provide a richer experience for the end user in a retail environment, in a transportation environment, in a hospitality environment. This proof of concept, it was actually a significant investment for us. We did significant research. We did a week of research in London, a week in San Francisco, a week in Tokyo, and a week in Shanghai to collect information and data about how end users interact with technology, and to assess, what is the right level of technology, how much is too much, how much is too little, and just try to hit the hot spot of what really works for the end user. And so when you look at the digital signage proof of concept, the first thing that catches your eye is the large LCD screen on the right. That's really the attention getter. It has very high fidelity advertising to it. So what would be? An end user would walk up to the digital signage proof of concept. The first thing that what they could do is, this is a multi-use, multi-touch system. The end user can click on this film strip and actually view what different pieces of advertising there are. And the end user can actually select which advertising they want to see on the screen. So let's say, for example, we want to switch to this. So there we go. Right? So the end user can select the advertising they see. Now, if this system was in a bank environment, for example, this could be services or products. There could be videos about how an end user or a customer can apply for a loan or can engage with a financial analyst from the bank. So this concept can be adapted to different environments. We're running advertising here because it's designed for retail, but as I said, in a bank, it could be a service from the bank, or a video of a service from the bank, or an informational video on investing, for example.
Yep.
Now, once we're here, the anonymous video analytics technology from the device actually can detect our height and can automatically adjust the graphical user interface for ease of use. In this case, because we're in a trade show environment, we actually let the user select the height of the graphical user interface. So I'm going to ask you to step up over here in front so you can view it.
Okay.
So now we're in front of it. So now you can adjust the height of the graphical user interface. Now I'm here. I'm in my view. This provides an augmented reality of the merchandise in the background. So you can see there's some Levi jeans in the back. The retailer can provide information about those Levi's here on the holographic glass.
Okay. So you're actually simulating a shop floor here.
Yeah, with the poster in the background. That's merchandise in the bag, and then we can provide information on the glass. Now let's say that we're in a department store that has 3 floors. We're in the first floor. We actually want to learn about products that are on the 3rd floor, so we switch to the 3rd floor. Right now we're looking at new items in the store, right? But let's say that I wanted to look at menswear, so I switch to menswear, and now we're seeing the new men's products in the 3rd floor. If I'm shopping for my significant other, I switch to women's apparel. Now we're looking at women's apparel, right?
Now can that also help you accessorize for your wife so that you don't get it all home and she says, I don't like that?
You could, absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit about that and what can be done about that. But let's say, for example, that I like that fedora head and my significant other wants a fedora head. So now I'm going to download that product information to my cell phone. So I go do that. The system downloads the product information, a map of where the product's in the store. And then if there's a coupon, it will also download the coupon to my cell phone. So if I buy it, it's an incentive for me to buy it. Then I can get that coupon, redeem that coupon at the checkout counter. It's also a way for the retailer to develop a loyalty relationship with the end customer. Now, So here we go. We're in a trade show environment, so the system timeout. But let's adjust it a little higher this time because I'm taller now. So you can see now the graphical interface is higher, right? Mm-hmm. Now the other things that could be done here is, in the future, the retailer can integrate search capabilities where the end user can come in and if he's looking for a watch, can type the pin on the key on the keyboard watch. Now the system goes and looks for watches in the store, right? So we'll wait for the results. He found watches in the first floor. We want to see the results, right? And it turns out that he found a Ferrari watch on the first floor, right? Now, the retailer can also implement membership programs where customers can opt in, and for example, they can, go, shopping online at home, load the information into their cell phone, come into the store because they have opted into a service. Now they can be offered automatically coupons or sales items to their phone, right? We're way back here. All right, so now I'm smaller, so I'm actually gonna move the graphical user interface lower. He doesn't think I'm done. I am done. Okay. Some of the things, in the future we can ask for help. So the objective here is to provide a richer experience to the end user. What we're seeing in the marketplace is that in computing, we spent the last 20 years making equipment easier to use. But what we're seeing now with the new generations, not only do they expect the equipment to be easy to use, but they want to have fun with it, right? They, what I call ease of fun.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that we have implemented here is the anonymous video analytics capability that allows us to determine gender, the number of eyeballs that are looking at the sign, and for how long. This is all done. We don't collect any private information about the end user. We just collect metrics. This information can be provided then to the advertisers as a proof of effectiveness of their advertising, proof of play, proof of impression, right? So that the advertisers can now determine the ROI of their advertising campaigns. Another technology that we have implemented here is called active management technology. It's a technology that is implemented in our platform below the OS. It's implemented in firmware and hardware. And what that does, because it's below the OS, independent of the OS, it allows a network manager or a service provider in a network environment to manage the sign remotely. So if the operating system stops working, or if application or part of the software becomes non-functional, with this technology we're able to recover the sign remotely. We can download a new BIOS, we can download a new operating system, for example. And that's very valuable, right? Because this signs will go into environments where there's no IT department on site, right? And now if you got to do a service call, you got to pay for the service call, you got to pay, typically if you're in a retail environment, you're going to have to do it after hours, so you have to pay overtime, you have to rent equipment, a lift, if the sign is sitting up high in the sky. So with this technology, you can remotely manage it. You can also drive energy efficiency processes where you can turn off the signs remotely. And then if you need to do a download of a new application or new content, you can turn it on in the middle of the night, download the content, turn it off again. The store manager doesn't even know that it happens, right?
And how much of the content can you automate? For instance, clothing, so it's winter, we want to have winter clothing, or maybe it's raining outside and...
Yeah, I was just in one of the high-end retailers in New York, and I was talking to the creative director, and he was communicating to me that the expectations of the end user are such now that he basically has to update his content every 3 months to keep the content relevant and fresh for the end user. And in terms of technology, he was telling me that he thinks that he has to update the technology almost every 3 years because the expectations of end users continue to rise in terms of the experience and the content that they see on the screen.